I am on my way to a Korean restaurant. Today is seollal, which is Korean New Year, and I'm in Mexico City, so I want to get some traditional Korean food, the stuff that we would normally eat on this day, so super excited! Right. This is how you know that a Korean restaurant is legit, because you got this Korean chamisul bottle for the water and a metal cup, so yeah, that's a good sign. 떡만둣국 y 뚝배기 소갈비찜, pero sin cebolla, por favor. Sin cebolla. Sí. So now that we're here, let's talk about some fun stuff with my childhood when I was participating in seollal with my relatives back in the States. I had moved to the US when I was 1. My parents were the only ones that really moved. So everyone else was in Korea, but we had distant cousins, like second cousins and stuff. But when we were gathering every New Year, it was like really fun and exciting for me because I would get into my hanbok, which is the traditional Korean garb, and we would do the bowing and asking for the money, and I was always excited and pissed because I was the youngest and never got a lot of money. But yeah, it was fun because I got to hang out with family, and I didn't really have much family because I'm an only child and all of my relatives are in Korea. I was a latchkey kid and an immigrant kid, and it just got really lonely, so gathering for this seollal event was a lot of fun. But then that leads me into what's happened over the years since, and kind of broaching the topic of Korean culture and the pressures of it, which can get pretty heavy. So I was always like the black sheep, quote unquote, of the family, only because I just wanted to be a normal kid, and all of my cousins weren't normal. I'm talking valedictorians, going to Harvard and marrying other people from Harvard, and I'm the one who just slummed it at a regular UC, and I just didn't have that typical structured path that all of my cousins had. So as a result, I don't talk to them anymore. And I'm 42 now, and I haven't talked to them since my childhood, since these days when I was doing seobok. That's not the word. I think I'm mixing up hanbok and sebe. Yeah, it's just kind of bringing me back some memories now. I'm not super scarred by it or anything. It's just I don't have family that I talk to anymore. My parents, though they love me and support me, they don't want the heat and the gossip that is most definitely going to come about if I come around my relatives, because I'm not married, I don't have children, I don't have a typical job that is highly regarded, like a doctor, lawyer, all that stuff. I'm a content creator, like, oh my God. Actually, that's pretty popular in Korea, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna pause it here because I'd love to chat more while we're having our meal. Wow, the panchan is freaking really good here. So as I was saying, as I'm so far so impressed. The panchan is legit, and this 떡만둣국 is, I can smell it. It's amazing. Oh my god, I'm so excited. You can smell the sesame oil. Yeah. This is so good. This is so good. Yeah, this is definitely taking me back. So I haven't been to Korea, I haven't seen any of my relatives for almost 26 years, which is kind of crazy, right? It started off in 10th grade. My parents were like, you should focus on SATs. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Because I used to go to Korea every summer growing up. It was, oh, gracias, oh my God. It's amazing. Take a look at this. So as I was saying, I was going to Korea every year up until 10th grade, and then my parents were like, focus on SATs. And when I graduated, I didn't get into the school of choice. I got into some minor schools, but I wanted to go to UC, so my parents were like, well, until you get into UC, let's wait to go to Korea. I went to junior college for a couple years and I got into UC Irvine. However, during those years, I got this huge tattoo on my back, and my parents were like, there's no way you're going to Korea with that tattoo. I had it removed, but it took about 7 to 8 years. Let me raise this a little bit. For all those years, I just didn't go to Korea because God forbid anyone found out in my family, then it just would be the end of the world. After that, my parents were like, well, let's just wait till you get married. And I did when I was 30. Then I got divorced, and my parents didn't want that heat either. So then I still didn't go. And then finally, at the age of 41, I was like, that's it, it's enough. I'm gonna just go on my own. And they got mad. So then I ended up going and not telling them. Yeah, just one thing after the other why I didn't go to Korea. And you guys, if you haven't had dakguk, this is unbelievable. It's so underrated because it's like not that complex, but the simplicity is why it's so beautiful. Now let's do the galbijjim. It is hard doing content on your own. Got rice in my hair. I always manage to get rice in my hair. A lot of people, when they find out about, this story, ask me if I resent my family in any way, and it must have been hard not being able to go to Korea for so long. I was really, really attached to the motherland. Every time I came back home, I'd be crying for days. You could hear me throughout the house. I'd just be weeping because it was lonely growing up as an immigrant child with ADHD, undiagnosed. And going back to Korea and not being such an outsider was like the only time I felt like I belonged somewhere, because I totally didn't feel like I belonged in the States. Again, I didn't have any siblings, no cousins. People weren't the kindest to immigrants during the 80s, early 80s. Yeah, I just didn't really have anyone to turn to. And so anytime I went to Korea, I was like, wow, I fit in and I feel welcome and I belong. And so anytime I came home, I would just be so sad. But no, I do not resent my parents. I know it's just cultural, and it's unfortunate that that's how it is, but that's just how it is. And honestly, I'd rather avoid the drama and the gossip as well. And I'm just actually grateful that my parents don't put all this pressure on me to be anything that I'm not. That actually is so rare, because I'm not married and I'm an only child and I don't have children, and my parents have not given me pressure to have children for them. And that is not in just Korean culture, like in any culture, something that isn't common. So yeah, I feel okay about it. But I do want to go back to Korea more often now. And I've been here in Mexico City for just over a year. I do want to try living in other cities for extended periods of time, and I think I have some lost time to make up for it with Korea. So I think spending some more time there for maybe like half a year is kind of the plan as of now. I went back last fall and I was really nervous. I thought, like, when you haven't seen someone in a while and you're just like, oh shit, what if they are different, and what if they think I'm different? What if they're not as great as I remember them to be? What if I'm not as great as they remember me to be? And my Korean used to be so good, like damn near perfect. Kids in high school that came straight from Korea, that were like, did you just come from Korea? And it's just because I spoke it in the house, and I also went to Korean school every week. So yeah, it was fluid, and then just completely fell off because I stopped using it after high school. I stopped going to Korean school. I didn't have any Korean friends. And if I did, they didn't speak Korean. Yeah, so going back to Korea, I was really nervous that I was gonna look like a fake Korean. It's especially the case because my Korean used to be really good. So now that it's terrible, I'm like, ooh, I'm harder on myself. Whereas if it was never good, I guess I'd just be used to it. No, I had so much fun. I actually ended up making friends. So I'm definitely gonna go back. It was a really nice experience. I had a great time. But it's crazy. I missed Korea from ages 15 to 41. Hence the 26 years, and I got a tattoo in Korea that says 26 years later in my handwriting. Yeah, so I missed all of that, but it's okay. I'm gonna just make up for lost time. So yeah, that wraps up this meal and this chat. I'm gonna be doing more dinners or meals where we can talk about some things like this. Think of some fun topics. If you guys wanna comment and add what you want me to talk about on my next meal. My next trip is going to be in Southeast Asia and then also Europe, so that'll be fun. We can think of some fun topics, but thanks for hanging out with me during this halal lunch. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh my god, I've been trying not to do this because apparently this is like the millennial thing. I don't know if it's a Korean thing or millennial thing, but I'm just gonna bye-bye.